Hello, everyone out there on LinkedIn. Welcome to our very first edition of Joe and Mark's eXp chat with myself, Mark Stern, and my great Watford eXp colleague, Joe Rylett. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Mark. You're right. And friend now. And friend.
Oh yeah, friend and bandmate. Well, I wasn't going to get that in. I didn't want to get that in too early, but yeah, fellow bandmate. Joe, you start off. Tell everyone all about eXp.
Yeah, I thought we could start. Just think a lot of people out there might not know. There's a lot of noise out there, but eXp essentially is an estate agency model in a box for that self-employed individual. So some key points from it are: it's your name, it's your business to market and grow as you like. You get your portals, your kind of associated tech and admin support for that fee that we pay, so £150 a month. And then there's a split of the commission, which is 70-30. But if you do a certain amount, and the cap with eXp is if you send 24,000 over to eXp from the banking that you do over your calendar year, you then what we call cap. And after that, you would only pay a transaction fee of 250 quid. On every unit that you then sell. Some people have been capping at 4 months recently, which is madness. I think in my second year I did it at 9.5 months. I was happy with that. So yeah, discounted stock with eXp Realty, a real underrated factor there. That's been great. And access to support and network of what's over 200 agents odd now, isn't it?
Yeah,
like-minded agents, another 70,000 agents all over the world. So that's, could say so much more about it, but that's kind of in my head a snapshot of what eXp is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. So I think, let's sort of like, one of the reasons why we've decided to collaborate on this video is because we found out, we found ourselves working in the same town. We're both Watford guys. We both, the beauty of eXp is you can cover wherever you like, but obviously it's much nicer to work on your own doorstep. And neither of us have found it an issue whatsoever. In fact, if anything, we never have ever sort of come across each other within our business world, but yet we're just around the corner from each other.
Yeah, it's been beneficial. We don't compete. Yeah. People don't tend to call out you and me. And as I say, yeah, I've made a friend now. I've made a good friend that I can meet for a pint or a coffee, and I'm now in a band just for meeting you. So that's kind of that's improved my life immensely.
Well, you know what though, it's funny because when we started this up, when I started my journey, because how long have you been with eXp now for?
Just gone over the 2-year period. So yeah.
So you're a year in front of me.
Early adopters. I was one of the people that got involved when no one really knew what was going to happen or what it was all about.
Yeah. Well, you had good vision. You had really good vision.
Yeah, I'll claim that now, but I didn't have a clue what was going
on. It was funny because I won't say I fell into eXp, but the job that I was doing, because I've been in 1 year and 1 month in it, and the job that I was doing leading up to this. In property, obviously as an estate agent, was lost. It just wasn't there anymore during lockdown, and I figured, well, I've got options. I can either go back into management and manage another office in agency, and actually I'm so pleased that didn't happen for so many reasons, but I do feel it was the time of my life as well that was really pushing me into doing this on my own. Because you don't really grow until you've done this on your own, and you're amazed at how much confidence you've actually got. You don't think you've got it until you try it, and then you've got it. But the only knockback I had, Joe, was I was just starting work, and all of a sudden I realised that not only was there another agent in Watford, which wouldn't have bothered me at all, but then to find out that it was you, and you were so well established and a real big personality within the area. But it actually has been amazing because it's two of us here. It ups the brand. It ups the fact that it's eXp. People are, oh yeah, I've heard of eXp, because they're seeing you. They may be seeing your boards or mine or whatever. But that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Any overall brand awareness of eXp, I've now, and I thought like you at first, I've now come around to think that's going to be beneficial for me. And there was no one else doing it when I started doing it. So I was that first face on the board out there, and people thought, oh, that's all very American and stuff like that. But that was something I was very conscious I wanted to do, to build the personal brand. And then people like yourself, some other of our friends, Richard and Chris and Ben, have all come in sort of within a similar area, and we genuinely don't cross paths. You know, as I say, we don't get called out on. Sometimes we even collaborate on stuff. We sort of share buyers, share vendors between sort of properties. So yeah, it's if you stuck another 20 eXp agents in Watford tomorrow, there'd still be enough chimneys to go around for everyone. It wouldn't worry me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you had to take some sort of, I mean, right now we're sort of, another reason why we're doing this is obviously because we're reaching out to more people to do it. And, you know, people are sort of thinking to themselves, well, why would we be wanting to bring more competition to ourselves? And how would you sort of, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, you've got a lot of people know about, and some don't know about the revenue share of our system, where obviously if we promote the brand and bring other successful agents to the brand, we're not forcing anyone to do it, just sort of tell them what it's all about, and if it works for them, then great. But good, successful, experienced estate agents that want to take on this self-employed world, it benefits us. We get paid a bonus, a revenue commission at the end of the month off the back of other people selling sort of properties. So you and me are not aligned in the same organization, downline we call it, an Americanism, but there's a few that are with me, and we constantly meet up, chat, try and help each other, and it's just mutually beneficial. So yeah, it's something, it's a nice little side gig, you know, that brings in a little bit of extra revenue, which is great for the family on a monthly basis.
I mean, I think that one of the biggest things, the biggest sort of concerns that potential agents would have about starting this is exactly the same concern that every estate agent in the country has. There's no difference, which is, well, where do I get my stock from? How do I get my stock? You know, and it is the question. It is the question that it's our lifeblood for our business. Now, I've got my own way of which I've done it, but interesting to you, you're a year ahead of me with this, and you know, you've done amazingly well, Joe. To sort of, how did you go about physically getting on stock to begin with?
I'm going to ask you how you did it as well. I was just going to turn into you interviewing me. When I first started. when I first started, there was a couple of bits. I already knew I was leaving my employed job. I'd planned it with regards to the timing and what I was getting paid, and I'd made a decision I was going to doing this. So there was a couple of bits in the background that I knew I was going to be bringing to market as my first instructions. One was a friend, and one was someone I'd spoken to in the past, and he'd said, if you ever do this, I'll definitely use you. So I had a couple sort of in the pocket. Apart from that, you're going to need more than two as you get going. So it was, I got Watford Observer, got myself in there, an article to pitch me, the model, and what I was doing. Got some flyers done, got those out on the street. Just told the world, made sure I called everyone and anyone who I was connected to, with the use of Facebook as well. Really embraced Facebook, just literally lived and breathed it, and every day I was shouting on there about what I was doing, and that's continued. Networking, decided to join a networking group, which has been beneficial as well. So it's just literally getting yourself out there, shouting from the rooftops, whether it be in print advertising, verbally on the street, calling people up, networking. You just got to open up your eyes, take the blinkers off, and just get out there and get stuck in. And it will come. It will definitely come if you put yourself out there. What did you do?
Oh,
to get your first stuff?
Let's switch around the interview technique now. Yeah, I did the same as you. It's the way to do it. I think it's a mindset though. It's that you're constantly working, but yet it doesn't feel like work. So, you know, I've got my business cards with me all the time, wherever I actually am. And everybody that you speak to, whether, you know, it could be in a queue in a shop and just start to speak to people. I know that, you know, we've got the band and I ride my Harley Davidson, that you have no interest in motorbikes, you've told me.
I didn't say no interest, I just said I'm not a biker, you know. Oh
yeah, you're not a biker, that's it. So yeah, I mean, I've managed to get instructions from that as well, from Harley. Funny enough, I was on Saturday, I popped into Watford Harley, and because you got the Three Rivers chapter there, and we sort of go in there in between appointments and things like that, nip in there for a cup of tea. And as I walked in there, the guy that runs the chapter, I said good morning to him, and he just said to me, he said, I want you to meet Paul. And he introduced me to this new guy that's joined the group, this new Harley rider, Paul. He said, Paul lives out in Harpington. He's got a property to sell. Paul, he goes, Paul, this is Mark. This is the estate agent of the group. So it's things like that. It's just, yeah, exactly. It's just everyone knows that I'm an estate agent. And that's how you do it. You know, your work doesn't switch off when you switch off.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing not switching off. I picked up on something you said there, just getting around to that mindset of knowing that you're always kind of working. I spent an hour and a half with another agent this morning in a coffee shop in Abbots Langley. You know, didn't book a valuation, didn't book an instruction, didn't do a viewing, I didn't do anything there and then that was probably going to end up in sort of any monetary value. But I picked up tidbits from him. He picked up tidbits from me. We're both eXp agents, but we just sort of networked this morning when it was really, really useful. If I had a director or an owner or manager, we go, what have we just done? Just wasted an hour and a half of the morning. Why weren't you on the phone doing this? I've done that well, and that's absolutely fine. But I got more value out of that this morning than I did any sort of team meeting. In fact, I'm putting something into place that this chap was doing that I wasn't doing, and vice versa. He hasn't got boards. I've just kicked him up the arse and said, get some boards out there. He's going to go and order his boards. And I'm going to do a bit more leafleting, a bit more sort of door-to-door stuff as well. I've not been as proactive on that as possible. So, I mean, what's in a snapshot, what's it been like being an eXp agent to you?
It's been an incredible journey. I mean, so for me, it's all about me. So this is what it's done for me. It's built my confidence up as a person, number one, hugely, because I now meet fat friends and whoever I meet are just saying, oh, Mark, we see you all over Facebook. You're always coming up on our Facebook feed. So, you know, I love how Facebook obviously works.
We're those annoying people that people see all the time.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And actually, you have to limit yourself, because I could post every single day, but you just can't, because people will switch off. So you become you become strategic with it. It's given me a quality of life. It's actually made, because I'm getting older now, it's made me see what retirement can be like. And retirement isn't about stopping work. It's about enjoying work and not being dead tired the whole time, which is really nice. It's about time for leisure, time for experiencing things. And it is just things like that. It's like being able to, you know, go somewhere with my wife, if she's around, and say, you know, Mark, I want to go here. Do you fancy taking a few hours off? Yeah, I'll do that. So it's about having the best work-life balance you could ever have. It's about personal disciplines. So I'm still in front of my computer every day, 8:15, the very latest, between 8 and 8:15. Because even if you've got nothing to do, you're then marketing. And you know what? It's funny, as an agent, when you're working as a NED, for example, the brand is the marketing. Your company is doing the marketing for you, and you're there to receive and give the best service you can possibly give. But it's actually really nice knowing that you're inventing your own marketing and you're inventing yourself. So in a snapshot, it's given me confidence. It's given me the best income I've ever had in my life, which is very, very important. Yeah, absolutely.
Same for me, those two. And it's a lot of fun. It's a hell of fun.
Yeah.
Bloody enjoyed it. Yeah.
Can you add to anything to that yourself?
No.
Apart from a moustache.
I think you nailed it. I mean, would you consider going back to an employed sort of role at this stage now, after having sort of had a taste of this? No.
And it's not just about saying I'd never do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it now. Could you actually do it? I couldn't.
No, I'd probably, if this didn't work as an estate agent, I wouldn't go back to being an employed estate agent. I would do something completely different. I would go and be self-employed. I'd go and be an ice cream salesman, or learn to be a carpenter or something like that. Just having that control of your own day, your own time, and doing something that you can really invest all your passion, enthusiasm into, because it's for you and you only, is just it's just mind blowing. And I was 2 years ago, I didn't know this kind of world existed.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's funny you said you would be an ice cream salesman, because I always thought I'd get a burger truck, so we could still probably end up working in Watford together. We'd have 2 doors, one for hot food, one for iced food. Right, so I think we've probably said enough of our chat today.
It's first time we've done this. We've gone for the cuff, see what happens. I think me and Mark said we might do this going forwards. Every couple of weeks, a bit of a chat, maybe answer some questions that people have come up for us over the week, or continue to ask each other some questions about the experience. But we're here for anything property related. If you instruct Mark to sell your house, I'll be delighted, because he's a bloody good estate agent, and hopefully Mark thinks the same way.
Same, absolutely. Same as well.
And also, if anyone ever wants to talk eXp, tap into us about how it's been and what it can do for you, warts and all. We're both, I'm sure, more than happy to have a phone call at any stage.
Absolutely. And I think that when also maybe on one of these little chat clips, I'll throw in a little tiny clip of the band at one point. You can hear Joe's voice. He's brilliant. All right then. Okay, lovely. All right, well, stay tuned. Joe, next one
we'll do some sort of Christmas fancy dress item. All right.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'm just getting the beard a bit longer. All right. That's
cool.
Brilliant. All right. Take care.
Look after yourself. See ya.